Welcome to the ultimate guide on water-wise gardening. Did you know that over 70% of the Earth's fresh water is used for agriculture? That's a staggering amount when you consider how crucial it is to conserve every drop. In fact, gardens alone can account for up to 50% of a household's water usage. Imagine cutting that down significantly. Here's a jaw-dropping fact. The average lawn in the US uses 10,000 gallons of water each year. That's enough to fill an entire swimming pool. With water becoming increasingly scarce, it's more important than ever to rethink how we use it in our gardens. In this video, we'll reveal innovative techniques to transform your garden into a model of sustainability. From creating drought-tolerant soil to harnessing the power of rainwater and greywater, you'll discover practical tips and surprising hacks that can reduce your water usage by up to 50%. Stick around as we dive into smart irrigation systems, plant choices, and clever ways to make the most of every drop. Get ready to unlock the secrets of water-wise gardening and make a positive impact on your environment, without sacrificing the beauty of your garden. Chapter 1: The Secret to Drought-Tolerant Soil. Creating drought-tolerant soil is the first step to a water-wise garden. Did you know that soil with high organic matter can hold up to 20 times its weight in water? This means less frequent watering and healthier plants. Start by adding compost to your garden. Compost not only improves soil structure but also boosts its water-holding capacity. Mulching is another game-changer. A thick layer of mulch, about 2-3 inches, can reduce evaporation by up to 70%. Use organic mulch like straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves. These materials decompose over time, adding nutrients back to the soil. One interesting fact: earthworms love organic matter. Their tunnels create channels that help water infiltrate the soil more effectively. So, inviting these little critters into your garden can make a big difference. Consider using cover crops during off-seasons. Plants like clover and ryegrass add organic matter and prevent soil erosion. They also help maintain soil moisture by shading the ground. Another tip is to avoid tilling your soil too often. Tilling can break down soil structure, making it less capable of retaining water. Instead, practice no-till gardening or minimal tillage to keep the soil intact. Adding biochar to your soil is a lesser-known strategy. Biochar is a form of charcoal that's been used for centuries to improve soil health. It can increase soil's water retention and nutrient holding capacity. A study found that biochar amended soils can retain 25% more water than untreated soils. Soil aeration is also crucial. Compacted soil restricts water movement and root growth. Use a garden fork or aerator to loosen the soil, especially in high-traffic areas. One unique method is to create swales on contour. Swales are shallow trenches that follow the land's contour lines, capturing rainwater and allowing it to slowly seep into the soil. This not only conserves water but also reduces erosion. Chapter 2: Smart Irrigation, Tech-Savvy Watering Solutions. In the age of smart technology, watering your garden can be both efficient and eco-friendly. Smart irrigation systems use weather data and soil moisture sensors to deliver just the right amount of water when your plants need it. Drip irrigation is a standout solution. It delivers water directly to the roots, minimizing evaporation and runoff. Studies show that drip irrigation can save up to 50% more water compared to traditional sprinkler systems. Smart sprinkler controllers are another fantastic option. These devices connect to your Wi-Fi and adjust watering schedules based on weather forecasts and soil moisture levels. One popular model, the Ratio Smart Sprinkler Controller, has been shown to reduce water usage by up to 30%. Soil moisture sensors are a must-have for any tech-savvy gardener. These sensors measure the amount of moisture in the soil and can be integrated with your irrigation system. They ensure that your plants get the right amount of water, avoiding both under- and overwatering. A fascinating fact: NASA uses soil moisture sensors in their satellite systems to monitor global drought conditions. If it's good enough for NASA, it's good enough for your garden. Consider installing rain sensors too. These devices stop your irrigation system from running when it's raining, saving water and preventing overwatering. It's a simple yet effective way to make your garden more water-wise. If you're into DIY projects, try creating a homemade Ola irrigation system. Olas are clay pots buried in the soil, with their necks exposed above ground. Fill them with water, and they slowly release moisture directly to the roots. It's an ancient technique making a comeback in modern gardens. For a high-tech twist, use a smartphone app to control your irrigation. Many smart irrigation systems come with apps that allow you to monitor and adjust watering schedules from anywhere. This is especially handy if you travel frequently. Grouping plants with similar water needs is another smart strategy. This approach, known as hydrozoning, ensures that each plant receives the appropriate amount of water. It's a simple yet effective way to conserve water and keep your garden healthy. Chapter 3: Plant Selection for a Thirst-Free Garden. Choosing the right plants is key to a garden that thrives on less water. Let's start with native plants. Native plants are adapted to your local climate, making them naturally drought tolerant. For instance, in the American Southwest, plants like the desert marigold and penstemon can survive with minimal water. A unique fact: native plants often require 50% less water than non-native species once established. They also attract local wildlife, enhancing your garden's ecosystem. Another excellent option is succulents. Succulents store water in their leaves, which helps them survive dry periods. Popular succulents like aloe vera and jade plants are not only water efficient but also add striking beauty to your garden. Consider using perennial plants. Perennials return year after year, reducing the need for replanting and conserving resources. Plants like lavender and coneflower are drought resistant and add color and fragrance to your garden. You might also explore ground covers like creeping thyme or sedum. These low-growing plants spread quickly, reducing soil erosion and helping to retain moisture. They can cover large areas, cutting down on water needs and maintenance. One interesting strategy is to use plants with deep root systems. Plants such as oak trees or certain grasses have roots that reach deep into the soil, accessing water that's out of reach for shallower-rooted plants. When selecting plants, think about their water needs. Grouping plants with similar water requirements together is known as hydrozoning. This practice ensures that you only water areas that need it, saving both water and time. Incorporating drought-tolerant shrubs can also be beneficial. Shrubs like the Texas sage or juniper can provide structure and color to your garden while requiring minimal water. For those interested in a more exotic touch, look into Mediterranean plants. Species like rosemary and sage are not only drought-resistant but also have aromatic foliage that can enhance your garden's sensory experience. Chapter 4: Rainwater Harvesting Hacks. Rainwater harvesting is a fantastic way to conserve water and keep your garden flourishing. One simple method is to use rain barrels. Placing barrels under downspouts can capture runoff from your roof. A well-placed rain barrel can collect up to 2,000 gallons of water per year. Did you know that the average American home's roof can collect 600 gallons of rainwater from just 1 inch of rain? That's a lot of free water for your garden. To make your rain barrel system even more efficient, install a screen to keep out debris and mosquitoes. Adding a spigot near the bottom of the barrel makes it easy to access the collected water. You can also use rain chains as a decorative and functional alternative to downspouts. Rain chains guide water from the roof to your barrels or garden beds, adding a charming touch while helping with water collection. Another effective technique is to create a rain garden. A rain garden is a specially designed area that captures and filters rainwater. It uses plants that can tolerate both wet and dry conditions, providing a beautiful and practical way to manage runoff. Consider installing a rainwater harvesting system with a first flush diverter. This device directs the initial runoff, which may contain contaminants, away from your storage tanks. This ensures that the water you collect is cleaner and better for your garden. If you're into DIY projects, you can build an underground rainwater collection system. This system involves burying large containers or tanks to store rainwater out of sight. It's an efficient way to capture and store large amounts of water without taking up space. Another tip is to use rainwater for more than just irrigation. Rainwater is soft and free of chemicals, making it ideal for washing cars, cleaning windows, and other non-potable uses. Think about integrating your rainwater system with a smart irrigation controller. Some advanced systems can use rainwater data to optimize watering schedules, ensuring you make the most of every drop. Regular maintenance is crucial for your rainwater system. Clean gutters and filters regularly to ensure that your system works efficiently and that the water collected is as clean as possible. Chapter 5: Greywater Magic, Recycling Household Water. Greywater recycling is a brilliant way to make the most of every drop of water in your home. Greywater refers to water from sinks, showers, and washing machines, which can be safely reused in your garden. One simple greywater system involves using a bucket to collect water from your shower or kitchen sink. This water can then be poured onto your garden or potted plants. While it may seem basic, it's an effective way to repurpose water that would otherwise go down the drain. For a more advanced approach, consider installing a greywater system with a diverter valve. This system directs greywater from your washing machine or bathroom sink to a storage tank. From there, you can use it for irrigation. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, greywater systems can reduce your water usage by up to 50%. You can also make use of greywater with a simple drip irrigation setup. By connecting your greywater tank to a drip irrigation system, you can provide your plants with a steady supply of moisture without the need for additional water sources. A key point to remember is to avoid using greywater from sources with harsh chemicals or toxins. For instance, water from toilets or water with strong cleaning agents should not be reused. Stick to water from gentle soaps and biodegradable products. One fascinating fact: the average American household can produce around 150 gallons of grey water per day. That's a significant amount of water that can be recycled for garden use, reducing your overall water consumption. Creating a grey water garden involves selecting plants that can handle slightly soiled water. Plants like willow trees and certain grasses are particularly good at thriving on grey water. If you're handy with DIY projects, consider building a grey water filter system. Simple filters made from sand, gravel, and charcoal can clean grey water before it's used in your garden. Remember to check local regulations before installing a grey water system. Some areas have specific guidelines to ensure that grey water is used safely and effectively. Regular maintenance is essential for your grey water system. Clean filters and check for clogs to ensure that your system operates smoothly and that your garden receives clean water. Chapter 6: Microclimates Mastery, Maximizing Water Efficiency. Creating microclimates in your garden is a smart way to maximize water efficiency. Microclimates are small areas within your garden that have different climate conditions compared to the surrounding area. One effective technique is to use shade to your advantage. Planting trees or installing shade structures can create cooler areas where plants need less water. Shade can reduce evaporation and help plants retain moisture. Another strategy is to use windbreaks. Planting shrubs or erecting fences to block strong winds can help reduce water loss from your garden. Windbreaks also protect delicate plants from harsh weather conditions. One interesting method is to use heat-retaining materials like stone or brick around your plants. These materials absorb heat during the day and release it slowly at night, creating a more stable environment for your plants. Consider creating berms and swales in your garden. Berms are raised areas that help direct water flow, while swales are shallow ditches that capture and slow down runoff. Both techniques help in managing water and reducing soil erosion. A unique way to manage microclimates is through the use of reflective surfaces. Using materials like white stone or reflective mulch can bounce sunlight away from sensitive plants, keeping the soil cooler and reducing water needs. For a more controlled approach, install weather stations in your garden. These devices can provide real-time data on temperature, humidity, and soil moisture, helping you make informed decisions about watering and plant care. Using companion planting is another effective strategy. Pairing plants that have complementary water needs can ensure that each plant group gets the right amount of moisture. For example, planting drought-tolerant herbs alongside more water-loving vegetables can help balance water use. Another tip is to utilize rain gardens to manage water efficiently. Rain gardens are designed to capture and absorb rainwater, reducing runoff and providing additional moisture to nearby plants.